Argo produced some chunky orange ships that tend to do industrial jobs, and the latest such iteration on that theme is the Argo SRV, or Standard Recovery Vehicle, the little tow ship that could. The SRV has a large tractor beam on the back, designed to move heavy things such as starships. It was nichely popular on launch owing to the ability to tow the Hammerhead, leading to a lucrative $250,000 credit payout for some towing missions. Naturally, that's since died down however, which prompts the question, how does the SRV perform in-game in patch 3.24? I'm Forrester, and this video will review the currently flyable Argo SRV, which is described on the Star Citizen website as a recovery ship. If you've seen other ship reviews on this channel, then you'll be right at home with this video, which follows the same format. It's split into 5 sections, starting with a ship tour, assessing combat performance, reviewing handling and visibility, looking at the operating costs before finally summarising. As always, I've included timestamps in the video description in case you want to skip ahead. And if you're one of the many people watching who isn't yet subscribed to the channel, you might consider it, so you can be notified of future Star Citizen videos as they go live. And we'll start the tour for the beautiful orange SRV, approaching from the left or port side and moving immediately to the rear of the ship to admire that large tractor beam. At the back and midships there is the cargo pod, which deploys a cargo ramp, and there are 12 SCUs of cargo storage available. This is on a cargo grid, so you are able to use a tractor beam to stick cargo to the grid. The height is just a single SCU crate however. Moving slightly further forward at the front of midships is the elevator, which deploys into the Argo SRV itself. The elevator buttons can be a bit sticky, sometimes you have to hold the interaction button and physically click them rather than just tapping the interaction button. Heading up the elevator takes you into a sort of anteroom in the middle of the ships. In this room you've got access to either go forwards or backwards, but there's also access to the different components. Each of those components is hidden behind a little shroud, and there's a button on the wall for each of those. There is a marking on the floor to indicate whether you're heading to habitation or the cockpit, and each door is airlock controlled with a button on the side. At the rear of the Argo SRV is the habitation section. There's some seating and a window to enjoy the view of whatever you're tractor towing. There's a bed for logging out in, as well as a kitchen area. And then on the opposite side, there is a functioning weapons rack. A suit locker, and also an Argo style bathroom. I'm not quite sure why glass door is the way to go for this, but that's what you get. There are buttons for operating the toilet, but they're very sticky, so don't often work. The only one that reliably seems to work is the one underneath for, I guess, towel storage. Moving further forward towards the front of the ship, we'll close the door to the habs. There's a button which opens the door to the front cockpit. There's not much to see in this area. Hopping into the chair right at the front gets you flight ready. It seems strange to talk about combat performance for the SRV because it notably does not have any weapons of any description. That makes it a ship you absolutely want to avoid any sort of hostile situation with. The SRV does carry a single size 2 shield generator, but it doesn't take long for that to struggle, not least because this is a ship that is often in a fast travel master mode. The other challenge in avoiding combat scenarios with your SRV is that the gameplay it partakes in often flirts a little too enthusiastically with crime stat, so all in all, the lack of any weaponry is a particular liability, not least because this is a ship that would seemingly suit a defensive turret. Visibility out to the front of the cockpit is okay. Ultimately, the SRV is an industrial ship, and the trade-off for that is often a more limited canopy. That said, the boxy Argo glass canopy is right at the front of the SRV, has a clear view to the front, and some peripheral windows on the sides which help a little. Handling-wise, the SRV is fairly clunky. This is a big heavy ship, designed to move big heavy ships, and so even with SCM speeds in the range of 140 meters per second, the SRV is slow to turn. But that's probably to be expected. Thankfully, the SRV does come equipped with VTOL thrusters, which rotate 90 degrees and help the SRV lift when planetside, which is especially useful when towing something large to give some extra thrust. It's worth noting that the ship is harder to maneuver whilst towing, as the ship drifts a little with the mass of the towed ship, so constant adjustments are needed to keep on a straight and level flight path. Entering into nav mode increases the top speed to 985 meters per second, which is in line with other similar sized ships. The stock quantum drive isn't the quickest, but the quantum fuel stores are pretty deep, so it is a candidate for an upgrade. That said, the SRV probably isn't a ship you'll be flying any great distances in. Rearm, repair and refuel costs for the SRV are low, into the hundreds to low thousands of Alpha UEC, but conversely, it's not an easy ship to make money with. The SRV does carry 12 SCU of cargo on board on a 3x4 cargo grid, but that's really not enough cargo capacity to make any meaningful sums through trading or hauling, nor is it a natural choice of ship for those tasks. The tractor beam can make some money, but not how it used to. In the illicit tab of the contracts tab, there are some salvage contracts for cleanup, which give a low payout for moving ship husks around, but they can often attract a crime stat for trespassing if the comm array is functioning, and those fines can mount up. It's also important to be careful not to pick up a contract which costs a fee rather than pays a reward, as they are all in the same menu. Alternatively, the SRV can pair quite well with a salvage ship such as a Reclaimer or Vulture, towing derelicts away to be salvaged. Given the number of abandoned ships around the verse, that can be a very useful way of earning some credits as part of a team, and performing a civic duty of cleaning up at the same time. That said, it relies on also having use of a salvage ship, which does the real money-making work. In terms of upgrades, the key one would be to upgrade the quantum drive perhaps to an XL1 or similar military grade drive to drastically cut down travel time, especially on longer hops. That said, it's probably not worth doing any upgrades to the SRV because you're unlikely to be travelling around the verse, instead most likely to be focused in quite a small area. The SRV is a problematic ship. Not because it isn't good at what it does, but because what it does is very limited. The SRV is a one-trick pony with that tractor beam, and most of the time it's not a particularly useful trick. The very few contracts available to make credits for doing it have substantially reduced in value since previous patches, and for a slow, unarmed industrial ship to be pushed to criminal gameplay is also less than ideal. On the plus side, the SRV has nice bright headlamps, characterful aesthetics, and a little like the Starfarer offers gameplay that isn't really available for any other ship. The main issue is just how niche that is and how little it pays out. At a price of $165 or just shy of 4 million Alpha UEC in-game, the SRV is also expensive for what it does. It's quite possible that the ship could become far more useful in the future, but as of right now, aside from a few unique use cases or paired with a salvager, the SRV just isn't worth the price. But do you agree? What do you think of the SRV? I'll be interested to read your opinion in the video comments. If you enjoyed this video, you might press the like button to help me understand what videos to make more of in future, and if you're not yet subscribed to the channel, you might like to do that too, so that YouTube knows to show you more videos like this in future. But otherwise, and as always, thank you for watching.